Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm here to give you a recap of my across the years experience in Peoria, Arizona. I ran the 12-hour and I'm here to tell you the good, the bad, and the in-between. So first off, let me turn you around here so you can actually see something other than me. Let's see. I think you got that. Okay. Let's adjust you here. Okay. So let's go for a walk and talk. We'll go this way. So first of all, I haven't been training. I kind of have been off and on, and despite that, I was actually quite excited to go. I figured, well, I really need reality to keep me going and realize what I did right and what I didn't do right and try to correct that in the next 2 months. So I flew and I got to the hotel area, which ended up being only a half a mile from my from the sports venue. So we had the event at the training camp for the Seattle Mariners and the San Diego Padres. And it was I think it was about a 1.4 mile loop, maybe 1.41 or something like that, mile loop. So it wasn't really long. There was bathrooms along the way, real bathrooms. That was really nice. And about halfway around was where the aid station was. And then I had a drop bag near the start, finish the timing lap, where I could get things that I needed, some fuel, and if I wanted a change of clothes, change of shoes. So that worked out perfect. And there were 3 hotels right where I stayed at, which was about a half a mile, like I said, from the venue. I stayed at the Residence Inn, which was really nice. They have, anyone who knows the Residence Inn, they have a little kitchenette area, which is really nice, so that you can, cook or keep things in the fridge or whatever that you want, rather than a regular hotel room. And then there was also a Hampton Inn and a Comfort Suites, all right around each other. And then right across, the fire department coming. I think there's a fire. When I got to the sports complex here, I saw smoke, so they must be going there. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But anyway, so there was one that was like you could just walk out of your parking lot and be at the sports complex, which was really nice. And I don't know the name of that hotel, but that can be looked up for anybody that's interested in that. There was also, because it's the sports complex there, there's a lot of restaurants right there. So if you're doing a multi-day event, there's tons of stuff. They let you leave. You don't have to stay and run the whole thing straight through. If you want to leave, go get something to eat, go back to your hotel, and then come back, finish. You want to sleep in the hotel, you can, and then come back and do your own, have a good place to sleep. Do your own thing. So I had 2 pairs of shoes because I wasn't sure which ones to use, because the course was at least 2/3 cement and asphalt. And then there was dirt and gravel for the other, say, 1/3-ish. And so I wasn't sure if I should be taking something for the cement or something for the dirt and gravel. Well, I found out 12 miles in. I started out with my my Brooks Ghost, and wasn't really liking the gravel area. So I switched those out, and that was much better to have the Hoka Challenger, which is a road to dirt shoe. It's just I was worried that the lugs would be the legs would be kind of too much, get worn down too much. But there was no way I was going to make my goal. My goal was 40 miles. There was no way I was going to make it in my Ghost. So I switched over. Oh, wow. And that was probably a pretty good idea. And I think that was, about 12 miles was all I made it in the Ghost. So if I did this again, I would just take my Challengers and use those. They were much more comfortable on both the asphalt, cement, and the dirt gravel areas. So what I did is I decided I was going to do a 2-to-1 ratio. So I ran 2 minutes, and then I walked a minute, ran 2 minutes, walked a minute. And I did that for quite a while. And then at some point, I started to have some cramping in the front of my shin area. And I don't think it's from lack of electrolytes. I think that my cramping issues in my lower legs, both on the front and the back, like in my calf and in the front, is due to lack of training and lack of, not putting myself through the runs that I need to do, the long runs. So I'm going to have to work on that. And the other problem I had about, maybe 20-ish, 16 to 20-ish miles, I started to have problems with chafing. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And I had never really had this before, so I was kind of surprised that that was an issue for me. But it's actually a good thing because now I know that's something I'm going to need to take care of. I had switched out my shorts, and it wasn't on my legs. It was in another area that just wasn't comfortable. So I need to work on that. But that, unfortunately, ended my event at about 10 and a half hours instead of going the full 12. I realized I had gotten so slow with the walking that, and I couldn't really run because of the chafing. And by the time that was all done, it was I just couldn't take it anymore. So I was kind of upset about that because I wanted to go the full 12 hours, but it really was uncomfortable. So I was kind of, and every time it gets dark, I have a problem with it when it gets dark. I don't know, mentally, I'm just not there. And then I had some problems with some GERD, but that could have been taken care of. That really wasn't. I just had that like on my very last lap, and I was kind of already done and over it because of the chafing. So they had Tums at the aid station, and I'll probably carry a little bit of Tums with me in case that comes up in the middle between aid stations, or if they don't have it at the next race or whatever. That's not usually something that's an issue for me. So, and then when I got done, and also the cool thing about this was it was televised on YouTube. So I let my son and daughter-in-law know, and I told him when I was going to be coming around to actually more than one of the loops, so that she could see Grandma going across the line. And the first one, she had her friends over, and I don't think she seemed too interested. And then the second one, I think she realized they told her that I was going to be running from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. And then I guess she figured, oh, that's kind of a big deal. So she was a little bit more excited the second time I came around and she saw me. So that was really cool. So I'll be able to have that to look back on. And I'm hoping that, you know, when I'm gone, she might remember, you know, some of the things that Grandma did that weren't easy, but, you know, you got to get through them. And you just try, and you try as hard as you can. And if it doesn't work out exactly right, then, you know, at least you tried. If you don't try, you won't get there. So I'm hoping that down the road, she'll remember that. So by the time I finished, my son had called on my last lap, and I told him, I said, oh, I'm just not feeling good at all. And so he says, well, I decided I was just going to call it at 50K. And he said, do you want to go around 1 or 2 more laps and I'll stay on the phone and encourage you? And I said, no, that's okay. And then afterwards I thought, you know what? It really was comforting to know that he was there on the phone to just walk me through it. Kind of like if you have a pacer and you're just totally not into it and the pacer just keeps you moving. And so I think next time I may have to get a Starlink phone or something to make sure I have reception out in the middle of the desert so that he can keep me moving from one aid station to the next when I'm going through the night. Because I think that is something that really kind of helps, to have somebody there encouraging you. So by the time I finished, I was like, oh, you know, forget it. 50K, that's it for me. I can't do another 50K. And so I told myself, just you know, either don't go, or when you get there, just tell them you just want to do the 50K and just cut down from the 100 to the, because they have a 50K event going on when I'm doing my 100K. And then I thought, no, I'm going to go out there. I'm not the only old person, because this is Grandmasters. You have to be 50 to get into this. So there's all these other old people out there like me and older, and they're doing it. So if they're doing it, you can do it. So that's what I decided. I would just go ahead and go. And I figured I could do 50K one day, go back to the hotel, wait for the sun to come up, and go back and do another 50K the next day. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Or who knows, maybe I'll just kind of wing it. Maybe I'll just go through the night and just tell myself you have to walk. And that's just the way it's going to be. Let's walk up over here, because this is where that, I saw earlier, smoke coming up, a lot of black smoke. Now it just looks like it's going to rain, but there was a lot of black smoke coming up. So I went from, oh, I just want to quit. Well, I went from excitement to I just want to quit to just saying, well, maybe I'll do the 50K. And then I got back to the hotel, showered, I went and got something to eat, and relaxed, and then I went to sleep. I forgot to put my compression socks on, so I woke up and realized that was a mistake. So I put my compression socks on, and then I felt way, way better after that. So by the time I left, because I only stayed just for the overnight, and then I went down to get something to eat downstairs in the hotel, and then I loaded up and went back to the airport. So by the time that all happened, I was like, I think I can do 100K. I just need to get those long runs in. So I was feeling better. And then by the time I got home, I was excited again. I didn't hit my 40-mile mark, but I did get the 50 50K that I wanted to do. And then I told myself, you can do this. And then I got to thinking about next year for across the years, because I really wanted to just stop. Yeah, I don't see any fire over here, so they must have put it out pretty quick. We'll go out to the end and then turn around. I think next year, so they have the 6-hour, 12-hour, 24, 48, marathon every day, 72-hour. Then they have the 6-day, they have a 100K, 100-mile, and they have a 200-mile. And I was thinking, well, I could do the 100-mile and just do like 50K a day for 3 days. No, 2 days, 3 days, and then another 20-ish the 4th day. And I can just run during the daylight hours, because that's when I like to run. And then I can go back to the hotel, shower, change, and do it all over again. Because that's what the people that are doing the marathon a day are doing. So I think that might be what I might do next year. So it all turned out about the same. When I went there excited and I left excited, and despite my lack of run training, I think I did okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. So with that is my my recap. I had to slow down from the 2-to-1 pace to 1-to-1, and then I got to where I was just walking. But I would highly recommend this event, especially if you're just doing like a 6-hour, a 12-hour, or 24. You can just do whatever you want. And you know what I would do next time, and I thought about doing it this time, was or I was actually just going to go to the local Walmart. There's a Walmart and Costco right by there. So within, I don't know, 3 miles or something. So I think I would just go and grab me a cheapy chair, or see if I could get a chair that will fit into my luggage, because I had a check bag and then a carry-on with the shoes that I didn't, want to get lost if my bag didn't make it there. So, but if I could get the chair, somehow get some kind of small thing that folds up small enough to get into my luggage, and then use the chair and then put my bag on it, and then I'll have somewhere to sit in between. I think that's what I would like to do. So that's about it. I'll try to put in some pictures and whatnot in here for you. And that's about it. So I've got 2 months to go. I think it's 8 weeks from this weekend. My legs are feeling great. I'm recovered. I rode my bike, my Zwift. I think it's actually helping. I think for my cardiovascular, I think the bike is actually helping. So, but I do have to get those long runs in. And I don't have any races scheduled. Let's see. Yeah, I have nothing scheduled between now and my Grandmasters Ultra. So that's what I'm just going to focus on, and get on the weekends, get the long runs in. Tomorrow I'll probably I'll see how maybe a 6 to 8 mile run does. Maybe I'll get in 10, I'll have to see. The weather has not been cooperative here in the last week or two. I missed the rain in Peoria. I picked the right day to run. It did rain some after I left, but I had my jacket here with my hood. So it was kind of breezy. So if you do go to this event, it got warm during the day, so you could have your shorts and regular, running stuff for daytime. But it was a bit breezy when it started, and then it got colder at night. So you might want to bring a pair of pants. I didn't switch into pants, but I was done before 9. So there we go. Sorry, we have a mountain biker. I don't know if you can see him back there. Next time I'll bring a pair of pants, but I'm thinking that I'm just the first day I'm gonna go 9 to 9, then I'm gonna go back to the hotel and then get something to eat, and then go the next morning after I start my first one. If I do the 100 mile, I don't have to wait till 9 o'clock to start. I can just hop on there, and I'll get on there about maybe 7, 8 in the morning, a little bit earlier. And so I'll have another extra 1 or 2 hours in the morning for daylight. And then when I hit 50K that day, then I'm done. And then I've just got to, keep doing that until I hit the 100. And then I've said I've done 100 miles. It may not be in, a sub 24 or even a sub 48, but it's done. So I'll be happy. And then we'll see where I'm going to go from there. But so I think for now, that's it for my training update. And tomorrow I'll do the run. Today I'm going to go back on Zwift. I'm going to go do a little bit of playing on that thing. So that's it. And if you're interested in following me, I would appreciate that. And hopefully you found something in here that you can get some advice so that you don't end up with a couple of the mistakes that I did. Oh, and the fueling was okay, but I don't think that regular gels are for me. I tried those this time, and I couldn't take more than 2. I think I only took 2 of those, and then it was like, okay, I'm done with that. So I think I'm going to switch back to the Spring Energy. Those seem to be a little bit easier on my stomach, and I might, in some of my training runs, try to get some applesauce, baby applesauce or something like that I could put in my pack, and that might help me a little bit. So that's it, and I will see you in the next video. I'm not sure when that'll be, but I'll try to bring you along at least on the 100K, and I didn't really film that much for across the years, but it was kind of fun. I had fun, and I'm not really liking distance running, so I had a good time. I like the 5Ks, but that's not what this event was. So thanks for following, and I will see you in the next one.